I will tell you honestly, my favorite videos I will rewatch 10s, 20s, hundreds of times. I mean, I've literally watched that Maya Angelou video 10 times easily. I watch the Jim Rohn video every year, a couple times a year, the 4 questions to ponder, as well as the 60-minute, the longer version of it. So the newbies should have just watched the Jim Rohn one. I think he's day 4, and it's his 4 questions to ponder. So this is a good review for founders also. You know, first question is why. You know, why do the push-ups? Why eat right? You know, why try harder? Why go for it? The best answer to why is question number 2, why not? Why not see how much you can do? Why not see how far you can go? Why not see how high you can reach? Why not, man? Why not go for it? Why not? Which leads to the third question, why not me? Why not me? Why not me, you know, hit goal weight? Why not me have more passion in my marriage? Why not me get to travel? Why not me become a movie star? Why not me become an author? Why not me? And if one person has done it, we can all do it. If one person has hit goal weight, we can all do it. If one person is 5'5", 130 pounds, we can all be 5'5", 130 pounds. Why? If a single mom has made millions, you could make millions. Why not me? And then the fourth question to ponder is why not now? Why not now? There is no better time than now. There's an old proverb that says the best time to plant an apple tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today. The best time to plant an apple tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Why not now? So why not me, why not now? And specifically for you guys, the last 2 questions. Why not me, why not now? And I paired this ponder question with the Maya Angelou video. So if you're a newbie and you haven't caught up to this Maya Angelou video, just watch it. And I would tell you, don't even watch it, listen to it. Just put your earbuds in, don't look at the graphics, just hear the rhythm of her voice. Because this whole month of May is about finding your voice. And if you're a founder or someone who missed it the first time, this is a must listen to video about, you know, a national treasure that we just recently lost. Written over 30 books. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Mentored to hundreds, if not thousands of people. Mentored to Oprah Winfrey, and you know, she's not too shabby. But her life story is just fucking fascinating and super inspiring. So yeah, you can totally listen to it while you're walking, while you're gardening. Just plug it in, and it's one of these things where you can just you'll get so much out of it. So you combine that, her story, everything she went through, from not speaking for 2 years, 3 years, being molested, having to leave her mom and dad and grow up with her so she grew up with her grandmother, not because she didn't have a mom or dad, but because they decided that they didn't want to deal with her. Her mom and dad didn't want to deal with her, so shipped her off to live with her grandmother. I mean, just think about that. And then she talks about her time when she met Billie Holiday, and she talks about, you know, Martin Luther King, and she's actually she worked with Malcolm X, who was assassinated, and then Martin Luther King, who was then assassinated, and she goes through. I mean, it's like walking through American history. It's just amazing, right? But what if she had never done it? You know, what if she had self-doubt? What if she stopped short? You know, what if she didn't go for it? Think about that. All right. So why is this planting the seeds? Let me show you something. This is pretty cool. Okay. Ah, shit. Hold on. So, you guys know I love to garden, right? So, look at this. These little, look, you can guess what type of flowers these are. What type of plants? I gave it away. They're flowers, right? What type? All right. You can see a little bit of a shell right there. Okay. Cute, these little things. And now some of you guys know, what are these called? If you've been watching my lives, these are the primary leaves. They're called cotyledons. These are not the true leaves. These are not true leaves. All right, so remember, these are the primary leaves, and they're called cotyledons, believe it or not. And they're not real leaves. And when they start sprouting, it's too easy for people to look at that and say, "Oh, my plants are doing good." I knew y'all saw my jammies, damn it. All right, and you have weight loss surgery, and you've hit your first goal. Let's say you need to lose 150 pounds, and you lost 100, and you start to celebrate, and people start telling you look good. People start asking you, how much more are you gonna lose? You've done so good, why not celebrate? And they'll start saying stuff like, you're starting to look sickly, right? And a lot of people will start bragging and taking their eyes off the prize here. And what they don't realize is this. Those are primary leaves. They're not actually real leaves. So you have to get to the secondary leaves. You see these right here? Yeah, this one's little. The secondary leaves. He's just starting. But look how much this plant has grown. Look at the size difference between this little shit and like that real tall one. And see the size difference? See how much this plant has grown before the second leaf even starts coming out? The second leaf is the actual real leaf, right? So in weight loss surgery analogy, you got a lot more growth to go, girl. You got a lot more growth to go, man, before your real self even starts to show, right? And you're gonna get tested. This thing's been sitting in the sun, and look, they're in containers, and I'm going on a fucking road trip. So I'm really worried these plants will like wither in the heat while I'm gone, or bugs will eat it, right? Because the gardener is not here to watch it. But see how much taller this plant is before the real leaf goes, right? Now, here's the question. What is this plant? What's this plant? Anyone guess? Here's mammoth sunflower. That's what this plant is. That's what I planted. Mammoth sunflower. And some of them are black and some of them are white, but they're like what you would eat, like a sunflower seed, right? Now, I've grown mammoth sunflowers before. Now, let me tell you something. These sunflower heads are about a foot in diameter. I mean, they are ginormous. They're twice the size of Dr. Vuong's head. And if it's bigger than Dr. Vuong's head, it's ginormous. I have a big ass head. I mean, physically, big ass. I have a huge head. All right. So, giant flowers on towering plants harvest hundreds of edible seeds in 100 days. That's what this description says, okay? So, don't make fun of my plumber's cry. So this sunflower is gonna be this, the actual flower is mammoth. It's gonna be this big. It's gonna be 12 to 16 inches in diameter. And they stand about 7 to 8 feet tall. So they're gonna be super, super tall, 6 to 8 feet tall. So taller than me. And that's coming from this little guy. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So the potential for you to grow is massive if you will not take your eyes off the prize, if you will not quit early, if you will keep going, right? And this is a little bit with Earl Schoaf, Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. You become what you think about all day long. So your thoughts, what you think about, your thoughts, this is the big tip. Your thoughts are like seeds in the garden. What you think about is what will grow. What you focus on is what will grow. Does that make sense? If you think about how hard your weight loss journey is, that's what you're going to experience. That's what you're going to grow in your garden. If you think about how stressed out you are, that's what you're going to grow, is stress. What you think about expands. What you think about expands. So your thoughts are the seeds in your garden. And you can choose to grow a mammoth sunflower, or you can choose to grow weeds. It's up to you, right? And your thoughts are your seeds, and what you think about expands. If you think that this journey is hard, if you think you're a chocoholic, you will always struggle with sugar. If you think you're a carboholic, you're going to struggle with bread. If you think people are negative, you're going to find negative people in your life. Okay, this is the next tip. What you think about expands. So if you think about what you don't like in a person, that's what will expand. Those qualities about that person is what will expand. If you are struggling with your boss, if you're struggling with your job, if you don't like your new job, if you don't like staying at home, if you don't like what you think about a person expands. If you think they are lazy, they will always, that everything they do won't be enough for you. If you think they are negative, their negativity will expand. If you think they are loving, their love will expand. They will become more loving. People are seeds too, because they are a product of your thoughts. Tip number 3. People react to your behavior. People react to your behavior. So by this I mean, imagine you're walking out of a grocery store and there is a guy standing on the corner, and you go up to him and you give him $100. How would he act? He would be all excited, right? And now imagine you, second scenario, you walking out of the grocery store, you see a guy in the corner, and you walk up to him and you punch him in the balls. You throat punch him. How is he going to react? He's not going to like you too much. Okay? So, but you're the same person. You're the same person. And you, based on your behavior, you got a reaction. And two very different reactions. You gave him $100, he loves you, he's happy. You nut punch him, he's mad at you. So, but you're the same person. So people react to your behaviors. Tip number 4. So if you want people to change, you change your behaviors. You control your behaviors. The only one that so for you to have a different experience with somebody, you change your behaviors. So if you're tired of arguing with your kids, change your behaviors. If you're tired of arguing with your husband, change your behaviors. If you're tired of coming home and the dishes aren't clean, change your behaviors. Change your behaviors. Dr. Vuong, I don't want to do the fucking dishes. That's not what I said. I didn't say you do the dishes. Remember, we're not talking about dishes. We're talking about people. You need to change your behaviors towards the person. Next tip. Guess who is the only person who can change your behaviors? That's fucking right. You. You control your behaviors. You control your behaviors. Okay. So, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a personal example. I get up early, usually about 6:15 at the latest. I used to get up at 5, but that's really fucking early. So now, 6:15. But Erica sleeps until 8:30. And it used to irritate me. And because I want her to get up earlier. Because I want her to have this time, before the baby gets up, to work on her homework or clean the house or whatever she wants to do, or meditate or journal. So she would get up late, and I would get irritated and it would ruin my morning. So then I decided I did not like to be irritated with my girl. So I changed my behavior. So I bring her, after we get off of this live, I bring her a cup of coffee, whether she's awake or not. Usually I wait to see if she comments or likes one of my posts, then I know she's awake. But I'll bring her a cup of coffee. And good morning, baby. How are you? Here's your cup of coffee. Oh, I'm so sleepy. Oh, good morning. And so the other day, I didn't bring her a cup of coffee because I thought I'd let her sleep in. And I get this text, babe, no coffee today? So of course. So I go bring her a cup of coffee. I changed my behavior. So now we started off the morning. And instead of me being irritated, love you, babe. How are you? How'd you sleep last night? Good. I want to go work. I got group. I want to go. I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh, okay, great. Does that make sense? So I changed my behavior, and it changed our dynamic. And now that is a seed I've planted in my garden. My thought about, I love to start, the thought is, I love to bring my girl a cup of coffee in the morning. And I nourish that seed. So now I can only bring her a cup of coffee if I wake up before her, which is not that hard. And then I water that seed. I think about it. I nourish it. My thoughts are seeds in the garden. Now my thought goes from, oh my God, she's lazy, she sleeps in, she's young, why can't I get her to get up early? To, I have the privilege of bringing my girl coffee. Now why is this important? It's because if I don't bring her coffee, some other dude's gonna be bringing her coffee soon. And I don't want that. I'll say that again, a little bit slower. I have the privilege of bringing my girl coffee. I have the privilege of bringing my girl coffee. Because if I don't bring her coffee, some other guy is gonna have that privilege. Huh? And I don't want some other guy to bring my girl coffee. And if that's true, then I've got to plant the seed, and I've got to nourish the seed. Okay? I've got to nourish the seed, because that's how I want my garden to look. That's what I want to grow in my garden. Right? So you got to nourish. Nourish. That's right. So what is it you want in your life? Your thoughts are your seeds. Dr. I don't know what I want. Start there. I don't know what I really want. I'm lost. I'm confused. I can't stay motivated. Motivation, lack of motivation basically just means you haven't thought about what you want in your life. Because once you know what you want in your life, dude, it's motivation. Like when my girl dresses up and she's pretty, and we walk outside and dudes are like snapping their necks, getting a second look when she walks by, I go, dude, I gotta nourish this relationship. Does that make sense? So your thoughts, like, let me give you another example. Some of you guys have the privilege of getting a paycheck. Some of you guys have the privilege of getting a paycheck. You might be working from home. You might not be working, but you're still getting a paycheck. But I'm going to tell you, half of the people, there's 30 million Americans who are unemployed now. Half of those people will not have a paycheck. Their jobs are gone, and they don't know it yet because they're not in this tribe. They don't know that their jobs are gone, but their jobs are gone. I have the privilege of getting a paycheck. That's a whole different seed than fucking coronavirus. I'm fucking tired of staying at home. Fucking tired of this. Fucking tired of that. Dude, you have the privilege of getting a paycheck. You have the privilege of being an essential worker. You know, or whatever. You have the privilege of spending time with your family, with your kids this time. And you have the privilege of going on this weight loss journey with an AP. I can't fucking find an AP. My AP left. Well, how are you supposed to get an AP? It's like getting, I feel like I'm getting picked last for sports. I can't find no AP. Dude, change that. Change that. I love my AP. I have the honor and privilege of talking to this person every day about what we've learned. Because if I don't honor my AP, she'll be someone else's AP. I don't want that. Or she'll drop out of the challenge and she'll start flopping. And I don't want that. Right? I'm growing my kids. The thoughts, here's the last tip. Bonus tip for the ones watching. Bonus tip. You plant seeds in other people's heads. You plant seeds in other people's heads. Dr. Vuong's a jerk. I planted that seed. Dr. Vuong's awesome. I planted that seed. My daddy's amazing. I planted that seed. My dad's fun. I planted that seed. My dad's so chill. He's easygoing. I planted that seed. Every time my dad comes home from the store, he brings me a toy. He brings me a gift. I planted that seed. My dad will protect me. Whenever I fall down and scratch my knees, I go to my daddy because he picks me up and he washes off my wounds and he puts a Band-Aid. I planted that seed. Good bonus tip. I take her coffee enough times. After enough times, one day she wakes up and she goes, my babe forgot to bring me coffee. And then it occurs to her, why did he not bring me coffee? And then maybe she'll say, my man's a good man. He brings me coffee every morning. He cooks. He cleans up after himself. He doesn't bathe every day. But he pays the bills. We go out to eat. He never tells me I can't get something on the menu. I like my babe taking me out to dinner because I can order whatever I want on the menu. You see, I planted that seed in her head. When we first started dating, she'd be like, I'm thinking I'm gonna get the skirt steak. And I'll go, why get the skirt steak? That's like a cheap cut of meat. Get like what you want. What's your favorite cut of meat? And she was like, I really like ribeyes. I was like, get the ribeye. She's like, it's $45. I'm like, get the fucking ribeye. It's okay. It will be all right. It's our date. I planted that seed. Of course, now, every time we go out to eat, it's a $200 dinner. But I planted that seed. That's okay. That means now I got to make more money. Does that make sense? Cool? You got to water and nourish. But it starts with this understanding that your thoughts are the seeds. Plant the seeds. Plant the seeds that you want. Plant the seeds that you want with your boss. Man, she's a good worker. Susan's a good worker. You planted that seed. Does that make sense? You planted that seed. What you're gonna find as you're going through your weight loss journey, this is next bonus tip. Not everybody's allowed to plant your garden. Not everybody's allowed to plant in your garden. Don't you let them be planting in your garden. Nobody fucking touches this garden while I'm gone. I have a neighbor who's gonna come get this eggplant. But other than that, don't be fucking touching my garden. So not everybody's deserving of planting seeds in your garden. And not everybody is worthy of you planting your knowledge in their garden. Don't waste time on these people. Not everybody's worthy of your seeds. You got good seeds. You got good seeds. You plant them, they sprout. Not every seed sprouts. Not everybody's deserving of your good seeds. Not everybody is deserving of your good seeds. And as you go through this weight loss journey, you're gonna fucking find out real quickly who those people are. Does that make sense? All right? I love you guys very much. I'm gonna hit the road later today. I'll see you guys in group. I gotta go take my girl some coffee. So, because if I don't do it, some other guy is gonna do it. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.